on Instagram, LinkedIn, X, the whole bit. And I want to be able to help you with a common problem. Here's the common problem. You walk from call to call. If you saw my calendar, it is honestly every 30 minutes from 7 in the morning to about 5 o'clock at night, specifically Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, every half an hour booked with calls. This just happens to be a canceled call time. That's the only reason I'm doing it. Usually I'll save it for lunch. Long of the short is, I can't be jumping from call to call looking like a clown, jumping into the next sales call wondering, where did this sales qualified lead come from? Why are we here? What product or service are you interested in? What is the problem or challenge? What's going on in your business? So that I look like I'm somebody that actually does due diligence before the call. Here's the resolution. I'm going to give you a template. I'm going to show it to you. Actually, I'm going to build this as a free resource and put it on the Get Leverage page for you. But I want you to be able to see this. This is what I've been using for years personally in my other businesses. But more importantly, now our sales VAs or our VAs for founders and entrepreneurs, they're building this in advance of calls for the chief revenue officer, their sales professionals, the CEO, the founder, the co-founder. Let me just get right into it and share the template with you. For those on Instagram, I will talk it through. Let me share my screen. And this is a best practice. You get your team to build these within minutes. Now, there's a great sales trainer named Steve Richard, and he always talks about what's called 3x3 research, which is going to come into this particular document. Let me show you what this template looks like. Before I jump on the call, 5 to 10 minutes before the call, I see at the top of the page, what is the account I'm about to jump into? How big are they? This is pertaining to my business. You can alter this for you. How big are they? Like, are they micro SMB, SMB, lower mid-market? What is their website? I can quickly click on that. What was their lead source? We have 5 different lead sources. We have different types from marketing. We have outbound from sales. We have channel referrals. We have customer referrals. We have customers that upsell and cross-sell. So where did the source come from? So I'm saying, by the way, I saw that you're connected to so-and-so. Thank you. They gave us a referral to you. I'm reminding them how we came together. Industry. Like, is this a great fit for our business? Or am I walking into a church? Like, for some reason, they booked a call with me and I need to know this industry. And then the last is just the meeting dates. When did we get the lead? How long did it take to turn into this meeting? So sales accepted lead to sales qualified lead. What is the meeting date and time? I get these every morning. I know that this is my 1 o'clock. And what meeting platform? Am we on my Google Meet, your Zoom, your Teams? I've got it all documented. Now we go into the 4 major questions. This will arm you with the information to make informed decisions. Number 1, why are we here? Imagine they filled out your Calendly and there were the notes inside Calendly that they described why we're having this meeting. Wouldn't you love that here? We're meeting because I have this problem, or I was referred to you and I want to talk about X. Or as an example, we look for other triggers. Are there new executives in the business? Did they just go through a merger and acquisition? Did they IPO? Those are called maturity events. We're looking for all kinds of signals, triggers, and compelling events alongside the details they gave us. Buying intent, were they on our website? What were they looking at? So we know why, when I jump on this call, I can contextualize. You were looking at marketing support as a service. Let's have a conversation about that. The next is who. From a decision maker downwards to champions and influencers. Now, the person that reached out to us might be the chief revenue officer, might be the founder or co-founder. But what our team does in our HubSpot is they enrich the CRM with all of the people that could be in the buying committee. Now, for my company, that's the owners. So co-founder, founder, president, CEO, chief revenue officer, chief marketing officer. I want to know who all those people are. More importantly, this is the part that sellers always forget. I want to know who's coming to the call and who isn't coming to the call. So I can reference in the call, John, who's the chief revenue officer. I noticed that the CEO didn't come on the call. On our next call, can Damien come to the call? Now, all of a sudden, the CRO knows. I know who the CEO is. I've referenced a buying journey process or stage or a qualifier to say, if you're unable to bring the true decision maker to the call, do we really have a qualified opportunity? And I am always looking for this. We use MEDDIC as our qualification. I'm looking for the fact that somebody who claims to be a decision maker that isn't a decision maker, do they bring the right resources to the next call? So I know who's there and who, more importantly, who is not on this call. So I can know what type of environment I'm walking into. Next is what is what. In what, this is Steve Richard talks about 3x3 research. So what our team will do is they'll take 3 minutes to find 3 articles. They might find it in a YouTube video. They might find it in a Google search. They might find some images. This is something about the people I'm about to meet and as well about the business. Maybe they did raise capital, so it's a Crunchbase article. Maybe their whole company's run the Chicago Marathon. Maybe as an example, they were a key vendor at the ATD event, whatever that conference is. Now I have some reference point that if we're breaking the ice, we're having the conversation, I say, John, just before the call, I noticed that you and I are members of Collective 54 together, or we both use EOS as part of our operating system in our business. Fantastic. Good for you. Good for me. Brings us together. The last is how. Now, this is usually filled in. We do this document again post-meeting along with some MEDDIC details inside of our HubSpot. But this is really critical. The how is, how should I prepare? So what my virtual assistant, my sales support agent is doing is trying to determine, based on the why, the who, the what should I be arming myself with to start the conversation? Should I be expecting, they want to talk about video as a service, they want to launch a newsletter. How does marketing support as a service affect that business? And please bring forward some examples of videos from our customers. Great. I know minutes before the call, when I read this, I walk in, I've got a couple sample videos ready to go, so I'm ready to sell. Why is this all important? Your sellers and you, the founder, or you, the chief revenue officer, are bouncing from call to call to call to call, and you're not taking the time, nor do you have the time to do the $5 an hour task, which is the research pre-call. Now, an old school seller will say, this is part of your job and you're supposed to know all this information. No, this is a $5 an hour task that somebody else can feed you this information so that you make informed decisions, so that you focus on the $500 an hour value creation, which is your qualification criteria to qualify a customer in and out, so you determine great time management with that particular lead, and you focus intently on them, not trying to figure out and decipher why we're here on this call at the same time that they're talking. This is a classic example of a sales support agent or a virtual assistant for you as a founder, you as a chief revenue officer, you as sellers, to help you become better prepared for your calls. So I hope you found this valuable, and I'm going to try to keep sending and sharing insights for you every single day. So I'm going to stop sharing and really appreciate your time. Hope you found this valuable. Thanks a lot.